Husband had 4 kids.
Damn.
From his first wife. He had no money.
Oh.
But he loved me.
What more do you want from me?
It's a lot in black dating world, and I don't know if it's like this in the white dating world, but it's all about, are you high value? Are you an alpha male? Are you a beta male? What do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? It's gotten very superficial. They had this guy named Kevin Samuels.
Listen, man.
And he used to give this, you just tell women, you're too fat, you'll never get anybody.
Yeah.
It's become very adversarial, at least in some areas of the black community, but they're not looking for what we were looking for. They want value, and I wanted companionship. We do so much time on the internet now, you know, we are aggregating everybody else's angst by watching their sad stories, and then we're trying to prove a point, you know, well, I'm high value and I can get this guy and that guy. They're comparing what kind I got, how much, how good I got, how much money I got, how pretty I am, and, you know, is my guy an alpha guy, and I don't date guys with under $100,000. My husband had 4 kids. From his first wife. He had no money, but he loved me. And look, I made more money now because I made a guy who made less than I did and was never going to make as much as I did. But he and I ended up doing quite well because he was the brother I needed.
That's a bar.
He couldn't have done it without me, and I couldn't have done it without him. That's when you've hit the jackpot.
That's a bar.
Welcome to Relationship Talk with the Geths. Join Ed and Maya, a dynamic husband and wife duo, as they share real and honest advice on love, dating, and marriage. As transformational relationship coaches, they specialize in helping both singles and couples enhance communication, build intimacy, and experience greater pleasure in their relationships. They also offer online courses tailored for singles and married couples and are fully licensed to officiate weddings. Now, let's dive into today's session.
Drop the mic, Lynn Towler.
Drop the mic, Judge Towler.
That's just wisdom.
Man.
I feel like those are just nuggets of wisdom. If your heart is mature enough and ready to take that in. If you are willing to put down social media norms, social media bars, social media and real happiness, not REAL happiness, REEL happiness. If you're willing to let these reels go, so that you can actually figure out what a real REAL relationship is about and what's needed for you to have real purpose and love and functionality, then that right there, she's speaking truth.
Wow.
She's speaking truth.
Man, I think we need to call our lawyer and see if we can get that, what you just said, trademark, a real REEL relationship versus a real REAL relationship. That says it all right there. Man, we living in this social media hype, the balloon popping, the Kevin Samuels, the big bro this. I don't even know all these shows. There's a show where there's a panel and people getting up and they tell their relationship stuff, and then the panel either blast them or they go at each other, and it's so much.
I don't think I've seen it. Have I seen that?
Yeah, you've seen it.
Oh, okay.
You've seen it. I figure out the name of the show. I can't think of the name of the show. But they're a panel, and people go up to the microphone and they'll talk about, hey, I gotta, I'm a side chick, and I want to be a main chick, and then they the panel just blah 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 blah, and it's always the male point of view, then it's the female point of view, and then they get the bickering, and I don't know, it just seems to be everybody's being standoffish of why pretty much men ain't ish and women ain't ish, and this is why we single, and do you, and you need to just, like Lynn Towler said, only get a man that's an alpha male and make over $100,000, and the men like, hey, your job and your accomplishments don't mean nothing if you ain't willing to take care of a high value. I'm a high value man. You better be willing to be submissive. And everybody's talking about what the other side doesn't have, and nobody's bringing up what you personally need as a companion.
So I'd like to break this down. I picked up my phone because I need to read it off.
Okay.
So I looked up, because, I'm all about
She is
a literal
all about
definition.
definition.
I looked up value. What is the meaning of value?
Come on with it.
And what I'm seeing is that we are, both generations, all the groups of people are concerned about value, but value as a noun, person, place, or thing, means something different than value as a verb.
Woo.
Okay, so let me break this down for you.
Come on, educator.
Okay, so the definition of value as a noun, there are two definitions. The regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, the worth, the usefulness of something, your usefulness, okay? Second definition, as a noun, a person's principles or standards of behavior, one's judgment of what's important in life. Okay?
Key.
So keep that in mind. Then you move to value as a verb. Estimate the monetary worth of something. Consider to be important or beneficial, or a high opinion. So I really feel like culture's way, because you can do it. Look, Pastor Darius says it all the time. You can do things one of three ways: culture's way, church's way, or the king's way. Okay, so culture's way right now from the trends are to only consider value, monetary worth.
That's the verb.
And high opinions. What people think when they see you dating somebody. How much money does this person have? That's what the women are attaching to men. And then the men, high opinion of, are all the guys going to think I have a hot chick? Is this an Instagram model? Does she have an OnlyFans? Is she a baddie? Does she have a BBL? Does she look like this? Does she look like that? That's one. But what is sustainable in a long-term relationship, marriage, kingdom purpose? Let's go on back to the noun, okay? The importance or worth or usefulness of something. Is this person useful in your life? So this speaks to the character of a person, who they really are, not what they do. The noun is who they are. The noun is a person's principles of or standards of behavior. How do they behave? What's important? Their judgment of what's important in life. What are their actual values? Life values. So what you see in competition right now is what this person does. Okay, so verb, action, what they do out here versus noun, who they actually are. So that's what's competing. Judge Towler is telling us, if you really want somebody that's down for you, you need to get the valuable person for who they are, not just what they do. And so like that is so important, because I think we get stuff all mixed up trying to go with these real relationships. Because you want, the high value man that makes the money, the high value girl that looks the part, but on the inside, they ain't about nothing. So you can't build with them because there's no foundation. You literally cannot build on money or beauty because they're both fleeting.
Right.
Money. People, look, recession, so many people lost money, they start blowing their brains out. They were killing themselves because the money was draining so fast. They went from here to nothing.
Boy.
Beauty. You could be so fine. When you get pregnant, boy, that tight little stomach could possibly, now some people keep it snatched, but it's not that easy for everybody. You'll have stretch marks in places that you never even knew. That booty that used to sit all up,
it's gonna drop a little bit.
These boobs, once you feed a couple kids, they don't always sit back up. You start to wrinkle, you start to gray. Like, you're probably not gonna look when you're 70 something the way you did when you're 20. People are getting on Felicia Rashad. She's like one of the most beautiful women in the world. And they're talking about the way she looks in a negative way, which is crazy to me. Because who doesn't look different as they grow older? That is crazy. But that's the society that we live in. So you have to know that if you're building your whole house, your whole family on the way somebody looks, then if you plan on being married 45 years, they're not going to look the same.
Correct.
If you're basing everything on the amount of money that somebody has, maybe their business is going well. You have to know that sometimes businesses tank. If they lose everything.
Yes, recession is always around the corner.
What do you have to build on? Yes. You have to choose your mate based on the noun value. Who this person is. What's important in life. What do they bring to the table?
Their character?
Like, baby, what are you valuing? She said he had 4 kids and he didn't make that much money, but he loved her.
Right.
She made plenty of money. She was a lawyer and then a judge. Yep. And because he loved her in that way, he was able to push her. He was able to give her the support and sustain her in a way that she could go chase her dreams and make more money for the whole family.
Yep.
And she said he always kept a job. It's not that he didn't work, but his profession just didn't bring that much money. But his value didn't go down because his value was not tied to the amount of money that he brings. His value was tied to who he was as a person. And that brother died, and she told everybody, look, I am changed for life because he was my person. That brother was everything to me. That's what she said. And so he was able to be that for her without a lot of money.
Right.
Because his real value was in who he was. Right. And that's what you better be looking for if you want a marriage that's going to last. Now, if you're cool jumping in and out of relationships based on how people change, physically or how much money they have, then just know, I hope you know that if you in a relationship for those things, that your dude or your woman can be taken by more.
Right.
So if you're a baddie, then your dude can be taken by a hotter girl. There's always somebody that looks better than you.
Wow.
Always. If you're there and your girl is only with you because you making $1 million, then the $2 million man can take yours.
Easy.
Because that's what she's there for.
Yes.
It's not you.
Yes.
If it's not because you're so valuable, just your money, then when more value comes, more money comes, she's gone. If he's only with you because you hot, when the hotter chicks come, and they always come, he's gone. So you always got to look over your shoulder because more value is always coming if your value is not attached to who you are. Sorry for going on a whole long rampage.
No. Listen,
man, that touched me now.
I was looking around for the organist and the bass player to be like, don't, because you are preaching right now. That the two meanings of value and understanding what you're looking for, it changes the whole dating game. What do you want in the long run? Hey, if you're just out having fun, then you can look for the value. You can look for the guy that can take you out on dates and trips and whatever. But understand, that's not the guy you trying to look for companionship. Because, like you say, when your looks run out, when your luck is down, you just become, and you don't show any marketable skills.
You're not valuable anymore.
You're not valuable. No usefulness. You're not valuable no more. Same thing. If you're a guy that makes a lot of money now, and your company crashes or whatever you got tied your money up in, all of a sudden folds. You are no longer valuable.
Or God forbid your health fails and you're not able to work.
Yes.
She's out of there, buddy.
Oh, she's gone.
She's gone. She's not taking care of you.
We had an episode prior where a woman said, hey, he lost his job and he asked me to pay the bills.
She works and she didn't want to help with the bills.
And she said, when are you going to pay me back? Her value went.
She divorced him because he lost his job.
Right. Because he lost his value. Because that's what she.
That was the value.
That was her value.
His value was paying her bills. When he was no longer able to, she was out. The value was not in who he was. So, do you want to be in a relationship where your only value is stuff that can be taken away?
Yeah, that's not a sustainable long term. And maybe you want short term companionship or whatever. Some people. That may
if that's
be
your thing.
goal.
That's your thing.
I promise you.
If you want to lease, relationship, where you like once these, 15,000 miles up, then trade them out. Yeah. If that's you, then I'm not even talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm talking to people who are in this community because they are in search of long-term marital relationship,
Yep.
you need to listen to Judge.
Yep.
Because she was dropping gems.
She dropped some gems. I feel like we need to close.
Get in the mic.
We need to close the service, open doors of the church, take up an offering.
All right. Well,
All right.
hey, real value. The noun value.
Now, you really want to look for some value? What's that resource we offer on One Vision? Where is Bay?
Whereas Bay will walk you through it so that you're able to identify, first of all, work on you and make sure you are presenting your best self in the dating world.
Please.
And then it'll help you identify your non-negotiables so that when you're out here looking and dating, you can identify, okay, this is somebody who is showing real value now versus the value that the TikTok is showing.
So if you ain't finding nothing in none
Where
of
is Bay?
these internet sensations, if somebody ain't popping your balloon, go to www.onevisionerc.com, click on Where is Bay.
Well, first you got to click. When you get there, you're going to go to marriage tools, and then all of our courses and tools are there.
Yep.
It's on sale right now. Pick it up.
Yep.
All right.